Oh my God. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
It's 8
Janet.
o'clock
It is
already.
already. Yes, it is.
So, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome to our live tonight.
To our dating with your
So,
soul. Yes,
absolutely. And
yes.
actually, I always say good morning.
I
Good
like that
morning.
actually. Good
So,
morning,
Janet
Janet, and
Altagracia,
good morning, everyone. Janet Altagracia and
Variedades del
María
Sol.
del Sol. We are here again to share another night of ideas because
Yes,
it's all, it all starts in the mind. If
exactly.
you get to amplify your ideas and your concepts, then you get to see a different horizon. So that's what
Yes.
we're doing.
So, the way I look at it, another juicy, juicy topic.
Yes, yes, yes,
I love the
exactly.
hearts. I love the
Yes,
hearts.
hi, Janirita, beautiful. Thank you. We saw you here yesterday as well.
Oh,
In the
good.
because I do the live in Spanish on
Double
Thursdays.
dose.
Yes,
Good, good, good.
and we are also seeing Sean. She's in YouTube. Beautiful. We have some people joining. Thank you for being here. We have an amazing topic tonight, a juicy topic, as
Yeah.
Janet says it. Ancestral memories that affect the empowerment of women today.
Wow.
Yes, because those ancestral memories have been carried, and probably we feel that we are in a modern world at this time and that it wouldn't affect us. And we think we decide, we have sometimes the illusion to think that we are deciding on our own, but maybe not. Maybe those memories of the past still apply in this
Yeah.
invisible and fine line that you sometimes cross it, and when you cross it, then you get trapped again in the past.
And I love that word that we think we are in the illusion. And that is it, the illusion that we think we are deciding.
Yes, or that we are so free, and
And that we're so free and
yeah, we still need to work
far
a lot.
from the truth. So
Yes.
far from the truth. That was very eye opening for me because I'm
Mhm.
over here thinking that everything I'm doing, I'm making the decision. And the decision was made
Long
many
time ago.
moons ago.
Many, many,
I'm
many
just
moons ago.
following what I learned back there,
Yes,
whether I agree with it or not.
yes. But we are learning, we are learning that we can free ourselves from those memories. And that's
Thank
what we are
God.
here for.
And that's
And
what we
I'm
are.
so glad that you are there listening to us and to this information that we want to share, because we, all of us, I believe we all are looking for that freedom, to
Mhm.
experience that freedom and that happiness and that harmony. And that is waiting for us as much as you transcend those memories of your past and your ancestors' past.
Mhm.
Mhm. So, for the ones that just joined and don't know what we're doing,
You haven't mentioned the book yet,
yes,
Maya.
that's what I'm doing.
See, great minds think alike.
Yes. So, we are following the information of this book that I wrote last year. It's called Alchemy for the Soul: 7 Steps to Transcend Your Ancestors' Past.
So if you
Janet,
haven't bought the book,
buy
buy
the
the
book.
book. Buy the book.
Exactly. So, this book contains all the information that you need in order to understand how is it that you are connected to your family system, and how all of those unresolved conflicts and issues that your system carried somehow still are happening to you, affect your present and what you want to manifest.
Mhm.
And our task is actually to identify, to find those memories, and to see which ones are affecting me directly, and to liberate myself.
Mhm.
As I liberate myself, I liberate somehow my system, and of course the system of life, because what we are doing here is all with one purpose, one main purpose, which is to heal the system of life through our own individual healing.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes. And so before we begin our topic today, I want to make some announcements.
All right.
Yes, we are about to open, no, we already opened the doors of our institute. If you want to go deeper with this ancestral healing and do your work, or if you are a coach, a therapist, a healer, a psychologist, any of those, a healer, a helper of light, however it is that you identify with in the what you're doing here in life today is a helper, then we invite you maybe to take also this journey, because this will be an amazing tool to really serve your clients in another level. So we are inviting people who are in the field of healing and also people who want to um, make that journey and create this transformation for themselves, and of course to help their own family system transcend those unresolved memories of the past.
If you definitely want to go deeper within you, because as you go deeper within you, you can help other people go deeper within them.
Yes.
So this is really a calling, and I always say, if you are here with us, you're being called.
Yes, yes, I
So
believe so.
definitely,
Yes,
take advantage
yes.
of the institute that is here before it gets so big, and Maya will start
Oh.
doing other stuff. Even though I'll still keep
You will
teaching.
be teaching, of course. Janet graduated, and some of the students who graduated who have that heart of teaching will be teaching eventually. But for now, I will be teaching for
Yes,
another
but
while. So,
definitely, it's a great
so
opportunity to really, really learn yourself, know yourself, and go deeper, even in those topics that are hard, that we're not even aware. So definitely, it's something to really consider.
yes. So for the ones interested, we are doing a free introductory class on ancestral healing through family constellations tomorrow morning, in the morning at 11 a.m. If you want to register, you can go to our website, systemichealinginstitute.com, and you will find the registration button there. So you can click on it and leave your information, and we will send you the information to get to the transmission. And so you will be able to attend. And I will be more than happy to have you there and to share this information, because I compile, let's say, all the information of what are the steps that I need to take in order to transcend my past and my ancestors' past.
Absolutely.
Yes, and we see that Maria Elvira has joined as well, and she's saying, "Good evening, beautiful ladies. Thank you so much." And
Thank you.
Carlos as well. Thank you, thank you. We see your thumbs up, and then we see also here Marcelita and Olivia and China Tere. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much,
joining.
and for your support. It means
Yes.
really means a great deal to us.
Yes, definitely. Yes, so those are the announcements that I had. And of course, as Janice said, if you haven't purchased the book,
Buy
buy
the
the book.
book. Buy the book.
Yes, you can find it in Amazon in two languages. It is in Spanish and in English, and you have it in paper version and also in Kindle.
And if you buy it from her site, you also get an extra bonus with that.
Yes, that's a self-assessment book, which is an amazing book where you can have these self-observations to see where you are in your healing journey.
Yes.
How much have I done? That's very important, because it gives you the awareness of, oh, I haven't taken that step. See, I was sharing that many of us has worked, let's say, or cultivate or heal the body, and then the thoughts, the affirmations and the mind and the meditation and the energy healing to keep yourself, in balance.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't worked
The emotions.
the emotions, then you still stuck.
Yes. Yes.
So the balance is not 100% there. There are four parts, and then you're missing the most important one, because once you heal your soul and those emotions, your body feels at peace.
Yes,
and
it
your
does.
mind feels at peace, and then your energy feels at peace. So you is without efforts. Of course, you have to confront your truth, but once you get to liberate those memories, then you really make the other parts easy to flow.
Yeah, and life does become blissful. The drama, all of a sudden, there's no drama anymore.
Yes, yes, yes,
Life is fun and
definitely.
blissful.
Yes. So let's talk about our topic tonight, which is ancestral memories that affect women's empowerment.
Juicy topic.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about that. By the way, we are on step number one, which is called the order of belonging. We all belong to the system. What happens is that with what happened in history, there was a lot of exclusion created. And the exclusion was created because of the separation. We are in a place of duality. So sometimes we go to one extreme and we forget about the other extreme, or we feel like one extreme is good and the other one is not. And so when we do that, we, let's say, separate. And this separation is like if A is good but B is not, then I'm separating myself and I'm forgetting the oneness that we are. And when we do that, we get lost in those perceptions of we have a we have a friend around.
Right. It wants to say hello to you guys,
Yes,
including us.
it's keeping us distracted.
And it was in my glasses, and
Oh my gosh,
so
that's
like
so
I said, this is
funny.
very human. This is life. This is what happens.
We are including the mosquitoes
We are all one.
because we all belong.
Yeah.
We all belong to the system. So maybe if we include him, then he won't show
Or
anymore.
her. It might be a her.
Or her.
And it's probably a her because we are talking about women empowerment.
Yes, yes, yes. So, talking about, again, going back to the topic, what separates us is what's keeping us lost.
Mhm.
Lost. And we are working at this moment on, let's say, understanding that this plane has this duality, but that we are not the duality, that we are experiencing the duality, which is different. And when I embrace them both, then I am more embracing belonging.
Mhm.
And this applies for many things. For people, for example, political parties. You are A, I am B. I don't like A, I only like B, and I don't want to do anything to do with A. And so when I separate, then I'm excluding because I'm somehow rejecting and I'm excluding. And all of this has been affecting us. We are on this process of healing that separation to understand that we are one, a oneness. Janet, I'm sorry, the mosquito
What
is
can you
going to
do?
be around. What can we do? Yes. And so that we are this oneness, and that the more we get to work on our consciousness, the more we can get to heal the past. Otherwise, we're going to have always be saying this is the good one and this is the bad side. And when we do that, we still separating, we still excluding,
And judging.
judging. So all of these memories that happen to, especially to women, because we're gonna be talking a lot about women and ways that we feel that sometimes we don't know how to change. For example, low self-esteem. See, so where low self-esteem can come from.
Mm.
So what happened in history? Maybe a masculine said that the feminine wasn't worth it. And maybe the feminine accepted that. And today the feminine is carrying a memory that still makes her feel that is less. And so maybe even though I feel like I'm free within myself, I self sabotage myself when I feel that I'm not worth enough, for example.
Mhm.
See? And so those little pieces of psychology didn't happen only in your life. It is that maybe your lineage has been carrying many of these. And we want to talk about those memories tonight.
Mhm.
So let's begin. We are on page number 84 for the ones following the book.
In the book that you bought, okay?
Yeah, exactly,
We
exactly.
always have to put a little humor.
Of course. What would be life without humor?
Right?
No, my God, that'd be so boring. So, page number 84. So now let's talk about the ancestral memories of exclusion that still affect us today. I will only mention some since there are so many to put them all in one book. Yes, we won't be able to put all the information here, not in one program, of course, because we have so many memories to heal that affect the empowerment of women today, but we are going to mention some. We are sailing in this boat in the sea of unconsciousness that holds all the memories of humanity. We need to understand that we are navigating in the ocean of unconsciousness. There are currents in the depths of the sea that can drag us. When we have things to heal, we get dragged by those currents. So be aware of the currents. That means that sometimes we don't get to see clear that we have been again attached. We are attached, but we are not seeing that we're being trapped again into the same sort of unconsciousness because we are navigating in this ocean of unconsciousness. So sometimes we don't notice it, but we get trapped in the same unconsciousness. So be aware of that. When we allow the mind to divide us into political, social, religious, and even sports parties, we allow the currents of unconsciousness to drag us. See, so when we accept that it's only one part that is valid and the other one is not, then we get lost again in these currents of unconsciousness. When this happens, it is because we forget that we are one family and we see only with our human eyes that make us perceive each other as individual beings or separate systems. So we spoke not long ago about how we have two sets of eyes, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
One is these human eyes that perceive everything for like with the senses. We perceive this reality as we believe it is
Mm-hmm.
because we touch it, because we see it, because we hear it. But then we have another set of eyes, which is our divine eyes. And what we are doing is we're trying to learn how to use both because we're still living in this physical plane.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we need to be aware of both of them. We don't need to eliminate one. But the set of eyes of the divine allow us to see what reality is. And the set of eyes of our humanity don't allow us to see the true reality. So we get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Our reality is the oneness. See, we are all interconnected. So we cannot separate. It's impossible to separate. If we are this oneness, this piece might seem or might think or might perceive that is rejected or excluded. But in reality, this piece still connected.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a perception that this piece feels like it's not connected or rejected or excluded or doesn't belong. But in reality, this piece is just like this. Everything is just like this one piece. We pulse as one. When we see with the set of eyes of the divine, we only see this movement. We all move as one. When we see with the set of eyes of our humanity, then we might see this. And even two parties separate. This separation. So we need to understand these concepts to understand what is happening to us. Okay. It says here, however, here on Earth School, because this is a school where we are learning, we lose ourselves in the illusion of being separated, as I just said. Therefore, party A thinks that party B is not good enough and excludes Z. The separation happens when party A believes to belong to a single party and that would better if party B wouldn't exist. And that is impossible. This applies to many systems and it is applied by many individuals. So this doesn't only work with parties or systems and structures. You are also applying this. And if you're not aware of it, then you might be getting lost into your human eyes. And you're not using your divine eyes. See?
Yes.
So that's very important for you to understand this concept, to understand that we are excluding because we are seeing still with the programming of the human.
Yeah, the five senses.
And the programming, the conditioning, and the memories, and all of what we experience, and all the fears, and all the limitations, they all we are all connected to that. And we need to, the more we open to this information, we at least can be aware of, okay, that's my programming, but that's not it.
That's not the truth.
That's not the truth.
Right.
I'm just experiencing this
Mm-hmm.
and I'm breaking from it. I'm working on freeing myself from it.
Right.
But this is the other and the true reality. See? So I can get to play with both.
Because you still have to embrace the illusion so
Yes.
that you can liberate.
Yes.
That's part of the process as well.
And part of what we're doing here.
Mhm.
Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. Earth
Exactly.
wouldn't exist and this plane wouldn't
And we
exist.
came to live that experience. So
Yes.
let's live it.
Yes, exactly. So it is said that we have free will to choose.
And that we do.
Yet, we cannot separate our unity, the oneness. Hmm? So even though we feel that we can get to choose freely, we still are part of one unity.
Mhm.
So I cannot choose to separate. That's impossible. Only our mind believes in separation. Only the human mind believes in separation. When we get to manage the middle way, parties A and B will cease to fight for power, and we will return to seek for the common benefit of the entire universal family.
Mm.
That is beautiful.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
So when we get to finally see with the other glasses of the divine, then we can finally get to see that we are helping.
Mhm.
We will be able to help when we see from this side because then I'm not separating. See? And I'm mentioning these concepts in general, but just see your life
Yeah.
and begin by asking yourself, what am I rejecting? Or do I feel rejected? Because those two are already creating separation. Your mind is believing that you're being rejected, so you are creating separation.
Mhm.
If you are believing that others are rejecting you, then you are accepting that, so you are creating separation. It's your human mind.
Exactly. And because you are focusing on that they're rejecting you, you keep creating that experience
Yes,
in different scenarios. So that's why it's so important to observe
exactly.
what's happening.
Yes, yes. So see how it works in little details, not just in one thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, we need to integrate and embrace it all in order to change it, to heal it, to make a change.
It's all about love.
It's all about love,
It's all about
embracing
love.
it all as it
Everything.
is. Yes. Okay. So it says here, there is no better or worse, only the mental perception about it. See, so the mind, and because of the duality, and because of those memories, we learn that some things are good and some are not. And in reality, nothing is good or not. It's just an experience that for the collective might seem wrong, but it's just an experience. So the collective, of course, needs to work on including what they seem or what it seems to be wrong to understand that it's just an experience of humanity.
Yeah. And I know for some of us, I mean, that was something that I really needed to process. That is, it's an experience. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about judging, not judging. There's no good and bad. It's just experience.
Mhm.
So be gentle with yourself with that, because that is like a different way of seeing things, different concept, different
Perceptions.
perception. Thank you, Maya. So just observe.
Yes,
Observe.
yes, that's actually a good step to begin with, to be just observant and to
Mhm.
witness the reality from another eyes, not to be so involved. Because sometimes when we get so involved, we get lost with the set of eyes of our humanity.
Mhm.
Mm? Okay, so it says this: how many conflicts do you know that have created division and conflict between people and systems?
I know a lot.
Oh my God, we can see or
Yeah.
say that most of the conflicts that we
Mhm.
live today in life are based on this separation,
Yeah.
mental separation, because what I think it is right and what I think is wrong, and because I'm also wanting to have the power to say what I'm saying is right and you're not. So I want to lead the community into the what they feel is right, and that creates more and more and more conflict and more separation and more of what we already know: war and exclusion and death and loss and more abandonment and more exclusion and more betrayal. It's just like just that one part can take, and affect the whole system of life. See,
Mhm.
as we can see, let's say the Holocaust.
Yeah.
One mind created all of this chaos.
Of the Holocaust. Yeah.
Yes. And just to teach us something, we're not judging.
Yeah. It's just
It
it.
was his experience and what he believed. But others joined his mind, what he thought it was right. And so that movement expanded to the point where they got lost in that. And that's what happened. And now today we can learn from it. We can say, okay, that is teaching us separation, that we don't need to separate because we are one family. And that my mind is separating, thinking that I'm better than you. And no one is better or worse than others.
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
So let's go deep into the topic of today's. It says, let's talk about the exclusion because of gender. Here we are starting. So it says, see, let's talk about the exclusion because of gender. Mhm. It still happens in many cultures that the fact of being born a girl creates rejection.
Yes. To
Yes.
today's state, we still see that.
Yes, we see that, and today we still see that fathers expect more a boy sometimes than a girl. In many cultures, women are not seen as, um, there are so many things here, Oriental, in India, also Muslims. I think there is a lot of cultures that we can
I
mention
would say
here.
half the world. When you
Oh
think
my
about
God,
it,
yes,
half the
definitely.
world,
Yes, if
you
you, even
know?
people living in the States where you
Yeah.
can think they are free and they are trapped in their own beliefs,
So why do
where
we,
women are still less than men.
right? And then we wonder why we feel like we're not enough.
Yes, and
Every
then,
see everything that we see, even there's a little more modern in here, on more North United States. There's a lot of places that it's not,
mhm,
So there we are.
there we are. So still applying the same concept. And this all started in Christianity.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, because before that time, women were seen as equal. They were priestesses.
Hmm.
So when did that happen?
When did the separation occur?
When did the separation occur? Yes. Hmm.
Good question.
Good question. Think about it. And so when Christianity started, there was a point where someone said, okay, now women are going to go under this. And then the patriarchy
Yes.
started.
Mm-hmm.
That's when women was undervalued. And that's when all these issues that most women are living today really started.
And why is this so important
Mm-hmm.
that we speak about that past so we can understand this topic that we're talking about today
Mm-hmm.
about allowing us to feel empowered?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we embrace that?
Yes.
Because what we've been saying.
Yes. And the roots of this memory are
Yeah.
very strong. And women at certain point were punished, were burned, where all of these punishments made women to be submissive. It's like, no, if I don't do it, then I won't be able to survive. I'll be killed, or I'll be thrown away from the clan and I won't survive as a woman. So women adapted to that. That was a survival adaptation.
So they got quiet, didn't speak.
Mm-hmm.
And today's date, we still seeing that with women that are professional, how they have to work twice as hard
Mm-hmm.
to earn like what the man earns so easily sometimes.
Yes.
So look at everything we've been bringing
Mm-hmm.
from our ancestors.
Yeah, and even that silence of someone saying, okay, I have to work twice to be validated,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot say it. So the not
Yeah.
say it, still you're carrying the memory and applying, you're applying that memory. You are still being affected by it. You are being affected by the silence of our ancestors who couldn't speak.
Yeah, they couldn't speak their truth.
They couldn't speak the truth. So those memories that you wouldn't say, they are still affecting us today.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you been in that position of like, no, I better don't say it. No, 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 I'm just gonna make sure that everybody's fine, but me, it's all about them. I want everybody to be happy, but no, me, I'm okay. I'm okay. So I become, the good person, the good mom, and the good daughter, and the good this and that and that. But I don't give myself that love because I don't give myself that position to be as equal as other. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm diminishing my value somehow. Hmm.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, you're not
yes.
honoring yourself.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Honoring, yes, that's a good word. And we are returning to these memories. We are seeing these memories because when we feel that we are less, then we need to go and see that these memories are the ones that are affecting us today. And we still can embrace these memories. It's not to reject them and not to say, okay, this was the perpetrator and they were the victim. We are not here to do that. We don't want to be judging. What we want to do is to integrate those memories and to say, well, it was part of the plan that we women accepted that
mm-hmm.
in order for today see that we both have a value
Mm-hmm.
and that we both can, when we get together and we can create something more powerful, when we connect with both energies, and that both energies are within you because you might have been a man or a woman in another life. So you have both of those energies. So you need to heal both. Maybe you were the perpetrator as well. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you were a man and you were the perpetrator of these women, and so you need to heal yourself and heal that memory. Otherwise, you still have maybe unconsciously the tendency to make the other one feel less. Or maybe you feel guilt because of that. What is it behind the scenes in your psychology or on your DNA or in your soul? Because your soul is the one who is carrying all of this information from many lives, many
Generations.
generations, many dimensions,
Mm-hmm.
many realities, and it's all there within your soul.
Yeah.
And we need to heal all of that.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, recently, like the other day, Janet, I was constellating a woman, and she had a story with this man that she didn't know how to let go. He said, I've done everything, but I just cannot let him go, and I don't know how. And so it came to me to ask her, do you know if maybe this man and you were together in another life?
Mhm.
And they did. So see, that memory from another life was affecting that relationship today and how she wouldn't let him go. And so we actually what we did was that we created a movement as we do in family constellations to reconcile that past life. And then we moved on into the new present, the present that we are here. And then we did another movement, another experience to reconcile that experience that she was going through with her ex-boyfriend.
Wow, I am. Yeah, that was a really deep and good one. And
Yes,
it was the perfect way to see what we're talking about.
yes, yes,
The perfect scenario.
exactly, because it's not just about today's, it's about what happened in the past that is still happening today
Mm-hmm.
that we don't see sometimes. We are not aware of it sometimes. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's continue. Let's talk about the exclusion because of gender. It still happens in many cultures that the fact of being born a girl creates rejection. In ancient times, there was a pride for the family of the primogenitor to be a boy,
Mm-hmm.
since he would continue carrying the surname. Being born a girl was an issue. Women had no voice or vote. They were mainly seen to be the wife and to procreate. And this could have created memories of rejection. How many girls felt rejected right from the beginning of their existence? This was a form of gender exclusion. Yes,
Yeah.
see? So it was, or it used to happen that when, in ancient times, as it says, that when the first baby was born, a boy, it was so welcome.
Celebrated.
It was
Absolutely
celebrated.
celebrated.
But when it was born a girl, it was just
It
the
wasn't the
opposite.
same.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't
the
the
same.
same.
Because there's culture that accepted, but it wasn't the same.
Yes, also because the boys carried the name.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was a girl, the girl was taken by another family, so the name didn't have a continuity. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so that was part of the whys. Also in another cultures, like I heard that in the Chinese, I believe, uh, when when you had a boy, the boy usually takes care of the parents when they get older,
Mm-hmm.
they get to be older.
Think in India too.
And but if you are a girl, it was an issue because they only could have one kid, one child.
Yes.
So if you had a daughter, the daughter was gone to
If she
another
was
family. So who would take care of the parents? So the parents were disappointed if the first child was born a girl.
Yeah.
So see how we can be affected by that today. And then you see many women that feel rejected. I feel
Yeah.
rejected.
I think we walk like that, like we feel rejected. And
Yes.
sometimes I feel like we don't even understand it.
And then we don't understand, but why do I
Yeah.
feel that I'm less? Or why do I feel like I'm rejected?
Even
Or
if you
as you
have it
say,
all.
in the world of business, for example,
Mm-hmm.
how women feel more rejected than men because men have more power. Why? Because men were carrying that power. They had that command from the beginning, from that patriarchy that happened back then. So it is harder for women to get into that world and being accepted. They have to have a lot of masculine energy. And sometimes that masculine energy gets lost into being too masculine in order to belong and to have a position, to get a position that you want. And that shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because, and then women, in a sense, get a little trapped
Yes.
because now they intimidate people and that's not what they want. They just want
Mhm.
to have the respect.
Yes,
But they
exactly.
have to use their masculine energy in order to get the respect. So
Yes.
we get caught in a catch 22.
Yes. We get lost in, we actually sometimes want to deny our own
Mm-hmm.
nature in order to belong.
Yes. We
Yes.
see that a lot, especially in power women.
Yes. Listen to this case. This is very interesting. Once I had this lady who came to Constellate, and she had this sort of a lot of like masculine energy, and she said that she wanted a man, of course, a boyfriend or something, and but she was so had that energy of the masculine so strong in her. And so we started talking a little bit about her system, and we got to her aunt. It happened that her aunt was the first one who was born into the system before
Mm-hmm.
her mother, right? And so the grandpa, so her grandpa, he wanted a boy because they had a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one who was born was a girl. So this girl, in order to be seen by her father, became very masculine. And she was the one who used to lead the farm and lead all the workers and wear pants and be so strong. She never married because she was the head of the whole business, but she needed to be as strong as a man, to
Mm-hmm.
be respected and to be, all of that. And so this descendant, one generation after, was identifying with this ancestor and was doing it the same. So she was having that masculine, and actually she was working with horses, and she was the one who was actually working with other workers and commanding the whole team. And she was acting from this masculine, and she would see men as less.
They were intimidated.
Yes, just they were very intimidated by her. So we could see that she was identifying with her ancestor, which was her aunt, which also we found that her father wanted a boy, and that's why she became into this behavior
Isn't it amazing?
to be accepted.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Oh
So
my God.
how we get lost thinking that that's going to give us the power. And that's not true, because we all have the power, because we are the creator. So the power is within.
And it's already
It's
there.
already there. So we are fighting for that power, right? And we get lost in that, thinking that we need to create or make efforts to get to that power when we already have the power within.
Yeah. We're
Yes,
looking outside what is already inside of us.
yes, yes.
And the only
So,
way we're going to find it is to go in.
yes.
That was a growth one for me as well.
And to also let go of the separation of the
Yeah.
masculine and the feminine, the good and the bad, all of this, the perpetrator and the victim, and party A and party B, and all the right and wrong.
That's why we have the sign of the yin and the yang
Yes, yes, yes.
connected, all one unit.
One integration.
Yep.
Yes, definitely. How beautiful. See all the conclusions that we're getting to? Let's see. Um, These memories, we were talking about the memories of rejection of women in the past. These memories of rejection from the past still affect women in different ways. It might not be noticeable, but these memories from the past are the ones that created issues in women, such as low self esteem, invisibility, insecurity, guilt, shame, fear to express, lack of trust, fear of being successful, or fear or just being.
Wow. That was a mouthful. It's a lot. But
The memories from our history continue to affect the development of women on all levels, personal and professional. See? So let's repeat this, because I want you to maybe Make a checklist. Hmm? It might not be noticeable, but these memories from the past are the ones that created issues in women, such as low self esteem. Have you ever felt that way? That I'm not worthy enough?
I'm not good
I'm
enough.
not good enough? Invisibility. Oh, my mom used to prefer my brother. And because I have seen this a lot in, for example, the Mexican culture,
Mm.
that the father had preference for the men, the boys, not the women. And they have issues actually even giving them inheritances. The like these men used to give the inheritance to the boys, not to women.
Mm-hmm.
So the girls were like, but this is an equality. So it's like you're less. It's like saying you're less. Only the boys are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
See? So invisibility is like you don't exist.
It's like here in modern time, they call it
Mhm.
the boys' club. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Still the same concept. You see,
Yes.
recreated another name, same concept.
Exactly. See? Can you see it? Invisibility. How many of you sometimes feel like, oh, but I feel not seen?
Even
I,
today,
yes. Have you felt that way?
that's a good question.
I don't
Yeah.
feel seen.
Yeah.
And Maria Elvira is saying this. How do you separate both and be leveled? So
Right.
how do you make the masculine not be so strong?
Mm.
Hmm. That's a very good
Yeah.
question. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe you can begin by accepting that you were born a woman. You
Mm-hmm.
chose, before coming here, you chose to be a girl this time. And
Mm-hmm.
that you took all of these responsibilities and that you are acting from this masculine and that you don't need to control anything. Because the feminine um, is more receptive and the masculine is more giving. So if you are the masculine, you're the one giving, which is your case because you shared that yesterday and also in the meeting that we do once a month, that you were the one taking care of the clan and this and that. So by letting go of the control of wanting to take care of everybody or provide everybody or give to others and become the receiver, then you can embrace your feminine. That could be a first step that you can take and
Wow.
embrace that you chose to be a woman this time.
What a blessing. Because we are the creators.
Yes, yes, yes. How beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Maria Elvira. Makes sense?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful. Someone in Facebook is saying aloha, trying to connect to you.
Okay. We're here.
Beautiful.
We're
We're
waiting.
here. And we have also someone here from Argentina, from the south of Argentina. She said that she doesn't understand English, but she loves listen to us. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
And this is a
Yes.
good way to learn English because you're listening to us.
Yeah, sometimes, the language of love
Yes.
doesn't have a language.
That is so true. And I'll repeat it. The language of love doesn't have a language.
Yes.
So beautiful.
And we prove that.
Yes.
Yes, because I have done constellations with people that speak different languages, and they come and they are like, but I don't understand what is happening. So you don't need to understand what is happening because this is just the field that is speaking.
Mm-hmm.
The only one allowed here to speak is the field of memories. And I'm facilitating, so I'm asking, so what do you feel? And then she says something in English, and so what do you feel? And they speak in Spanish. And it's so amazing to see that we can finally break from those limitations of the language. So
Yeah.
thank you, Serena, for being here. We love you.
Thank you to all of you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes, yes. So let's see. We were here. So low self-esteem, invisibility, insecurity.
That's a big
Oh,
one.
that's a big one. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, if you were a woman in the past and you weren't allowed to be just you, then you're like, how can I be in front of others and feel comfortable today about myself?
I mean, we go through that now. I mean, this world that we are talking is very different to other people. So I know sometimes when I'm trying to relate to other people, it's like they're gonna think I'm different, I'm weird. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so this is stuff that we still go through now.
Yes, and we are gaining,
Yeah,
regaining that power,
yeah.
not from the efforts, but by knowing who we are, by wearing our divine eyes and recognizing that I just chose to have an experience as a man or as a woman, this time as a woman. And that's the first step to say, I'm as powerful as the masculine, but I chose to experience the feminine.
Hmm. Very nicely put. I love that.
Yes, I
Very
like it
nice.
too. I don't know how
Yeah,
it came
very
out, but I
nicely
love
put.
it.
Yeah.
How beautiful. Okay, let's see what else. It says, oh, guilt.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, we could
That
talk
is
about
big.
guilt
We can
forever.
spend, forget it.
Yes,
That's a big,
topic.
gigantic one.
Yes, because if, for example, we spoke the other day about, oh, when I say no to my children, I feel bad. What you feel is guilt because you're not pleasing others.
Yeah.
And so we need to work on allowing ourselves to say no. No, I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that. I'm prioritizing myself. I'm prioritizing myself. Otherwise, I cannot really love, because if I don't um, find that within myself first, then I'm prioritizing others first, and I'm, or again, putting myself as less.
Right. Love starts with you.
Yes.
If you don't have it in you, then how do you give it to others?
Mhm.
So that's key.
And then you feel like you have to give, otherwise you feel guilt of not giving. Oh, but I could, I'm gonna help. But in reality, sometimes you choose others before you. And so there's something there that you need to work on yourself.
Who's guilty of that?
Oh, I've done it. I've done
I'm
that.
like, who's guilty?
Yes, I've done that
I'm sure a
before.
lot of you can relate. Oh
Yes, definitely. Another one, shame.
man, you're hitting them all, Maya.
Mm, the book is here in the mall. I'm just reading them.
By the book. See, by this
By
is
the
why this
book.
is why by the book.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, shame is another big one.
yes. So we also, in history, women was taught not to feel pleasure, for example. So I might feel shame if I feel pleasure, or if I feel like I'm having a good time, I don't deserve it. So deserving comes in place here. What is it
Mhm.
that you deserve, or what are you denying of because you feel shame?
Mhm.
Because maybe you want to explore your body or your sexuality or the pleasures in life. And then you feel shame because others will judge you because of that, because you're not
Mhm.
a good woman if you do it that way.
Mhm.
Mm? So we are finally breaking those limitations that it seems in the outside, but not so much in the inside. I was seeing this, the series of this, what was the name? Good
Something
sex,
about
sex and good live, or something
and
like that.
Goop. It was Goop.
Goop, something like that.
Sex, Love,
Netflix.
and Goop. It's on Netflix.
Yes. And then there were these two girls who were partners,
Mhm.
and they both had issues with sexuality, especially the one who was born into a family which were, I believe, they were witness of Jehovah or something like that.
Jehovah Witness.
Yeah, exactly. And or there was a religion there
It was
involved.
Jehovah Witness. Yeah.
And then she didn't know how to feel pleasure.
Yeah.
So they had to go to this therapist, and this therapist was actually allowing her to show me what you want, how you want to feel, and this and that. So she could finally learn how
And embrace it.
to express what was pleasurable.
Yeah.
So she could express it to her partner, and her partner was present. So I so love the openness of this.
That was a good series, by the way, on
It
Netflix.
is an amazing series. I do
It's
recommend it.
Sex, Love, and Goop.
Is that one? Yes. All right. What else? Fear to express. Yes. Even, you know, women, like the mother used to tell the daughter, no matter what happens, you keep quiet. You don't say anything, you accept it at all. Even if they, beat you, even if they this, even if they that, you just be quiet and accept it. Otherwise, you're not a good woman, and we don't want them to return you because that would be
I
dishonoring.
grew up with that one.
Yes. So look, what all of those memories from behind, that are affecting us today, and the lack of expression. I better stay quiet because if I say it, I'm not going to be approved, or I'm not going to be accepted, or what is people going to think about me? So I keep quiet. See, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Lack of trust, same thing as insecurity.
Mhm.
Fear of being successful. Mm.
That is a big one that we
Yes,
don't even realize that we do, but
yes,
that is the main reason why we self-sabotage
yes,
ourselves.
yes, yes, yes. Um, Mostly men have had that control, let's say. So for us, we have fear of being successful. Yeah, because we weren't allowed
Hmm.
to work.
Yeah.
And so we weren't allowed to express even our own gifts.
And our partners, if we were more successful, felt threatened by that and it
Yes,
affected the relationship. So therefore, we kind of like just didn't do it or sabotage ourselves in one way or another.
yes,
Some of
yes,
them, some women lost relationship because their partners felt threatened. They couldn't handle the success of a woman. We see that a lot today.
yes, yes. Definitely, that's one of the points that just you check your list. We are
Yeah,
sending
keep
here the
observing.
information. Keep observing and see which one is applying to you. And the last one, or fear of just being yourself.
How many of you find yourself that you hide a lot of who you are, especially if you think the way we think?
Yes, yes. Oh, yes. I had so much fear of putting myself out here and telling you all of
I
these
know we
words
all
because
been there.
I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm gonna be judged. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be rejected. People is gonna think I'm crazy. This and that and that and that. But this is like I embrace this information to the point that this is my life.
Hmm.
So it's not only an understanding; it is my life. So how can I be so afraid of just being who I am today?
But yet we are.
Yes, we are. Yes, yes. Sometimes we
Yeah.
are. Yes. I'm not so
I'm
much
proud of you,
anymore.
Maya.
Me too, Janet.
Actually, I'm proud of both of us because
Yes, we are
these are
proud of each
topics
other.
that can be awkward, intimidating, difficult, but yet we go forward.
Yes,
And I always say, take what you like and leave the rest.
exactly. Do that. Embrace one part, work on it, and see how it goes for you.
Yeah,
That's all.
enjoy it,
That's all you have to do. Just
experience it.
exactly. So what else? So the memories from our history continue to affect the development of women on all levels, personal and professionally. Women in many cultures still act submissively,
Yes.
and many others don't realize that they are acting the same way because of the conditioning they grew up with that keeps them trapped in the same old ways of the system.
Hmm.
Yes, they don't know it. If you
Mm-mm.
ask some people from other cultures, oh, that's how we do it in our culture.
Right.
And they love it.
Right. And it's not about judgment. It's
No,
like, okay, it's just,
they don't know more. They don't
yeah.
know more. So how can they discern from another possibility?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what happened. That's what happens. You give yourself that chance or not.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So women gave their power to sociocultural and religious conditioning in the past because going against what wasn't allowed was a matter of survival. And the following generations followed. The mother taught the daughter how to be a good wife, a good mother, and how to behave so they could be accepted and approved.
And pay attention to the words. A good wife,
Yes.
a good mother. So like that they will be accepted and approved. Look how we were conditioned.
Yes. And today you listen to that, oh, you're such a good girl.
Yeah.
Then you're
And haven't
falling
you
into the same.
yeah, haven't you found yourself saying that I've said it? Oh, look at that, was a good girl, wasn't I? It's
Yes, uh-huh.
like so ingrained.
It is so ingrained. So watch out with wanting to be the good
Yeah,
girl.
watch out because it's a lot. If you find yourself wanting to be a good girl, sit back and observe
Yes.
and ask, what is this telling me?
Why do I want to be the good
What is it
girl?
about the good girl?
The good wife,
The
the good
good wife,
friend,
the
the
good
best,
friend.
the best daughter, the best.
Yeah. Good is yes, look at that.
Yeah,
Look
just
at that.
self-observe
Self
yourself.
observe, yeah.
Women had to accept just anything but their own desires. Their voices were silent.
Mm.
Men used to make all the decisions. This broke the woman's spirit. This is why today it is difficult for women to express in words what they want, what they feel, what they are, and what they deserve.
Especially what they deserve.
Mhm. So these are the hidden consequences that still create conflict in women's possibilities to grow and empower themselves.
Ooh, I need a little bit of water on that. That was
Yes, and Sean is saying here, my mother was caught in between the social changes of the 60s.
oh,
Look at that.
yeah.
Yes. And we need to honor those mothers,
Praise
Sean, because they were
God
taking the steps for us
to liberate us.
to facilitate our path.
Yeah.
So today we can be more free. They did something. It seems that they didn't, but they really did. Hmm?
They started a change and it
They
kept going.
started the change. Yes, I was also. I'm like I usually say this that I really honor and I'm very thankful for my mother because she chose the path of being a hippie into a very traditional family. And so if she didn't do that, guess who would have had to break the structure? It would have been me. So she facilitated the path for me so I can be as free as I am because I feel like I consider myself very free. So I'm very thankful and I honor my mother for that. They were doing they were taking the steps.
Yes.
And it was hard for them. They had to fight it, they had to struggle, they had to still, submit to what it was and then struggle again. They did a part of it. And now today we finally are breaking from that structure.
Yes.
Mhm.
And now we do our part for our children.
Yes, and now we're doing our part for our children. Yes, yes, yes. All right, Janet,
Yeah,
it's
we
9:03. We did it.
So
Yes,
we'll go ahead and tell them about the announcement. I
yes.
mean,
So before we close, we want to invite you for our webinar tomorrow. We have a free class, introductory class on ancestral healing through family constellations. And if this is a call for you, you feel like you want to go deeper with this information, well, sign for it. You have to go to systemichealinginstitute.com to register. There is a button there where you can register, leave your information, and then we will send you the link to attend. And I will be so happy that you can get to see this information. I will also be presenting.
at what time?
At 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm.
And I will also be presenting there the program, the training program on family constellations for the ones who want to go deeper in their own healing, or if you are looking for a tool to help or serve your clients on another level.
Mm-hmm.
So we invite you to be part of it. Welcome, welcome. And that's all I think I wanted to. Oh, wait.
Definitely
No.
hit like,
Yes.
subscribe, hit the like, subscribe.
Yes.
Anyone that you know that resonates with this, you want to share, please, please, please share it, because we really want to bring this out to the world.
Yes, thank you so much. This is our service that we are bringing to the world with this information. And also, we want to invite you on the 22nd, which is next Wednesday. We have our meeting. It's a free meeting that we do. We call it the tribe meeting, and it's for people who has been following the information of this book, or whoever is interested in knowing more about family constellations or ancestral healing. You can join us. I believe if you are on YouTube, all the links are there for you to register for any of these possibilities that we are presenting here tonight.
Yes.
And
I
yes,
look forward to seeing each and every one of you there.
yes, me too. So thank you so much for being so present and for
Yes, for your
listening to this
support.
information. Yes, thank you, Sean, for being there so present, Maria Elvira, and everybody in Instagram. Thank you so, so much. We so love you, and we hope to see you again next Friday at
Yes,
8 p.m.
for the date with your soul.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you haven't,
Buy
buy
the
the
book.
book.
Buy the book. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the
Yes.
like.
Yes,
Hit the like.
please, 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 please. All right. Blessings for
Yes.
all, and I'll see you. We will see you next week.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.